Good evening. My name is Toma. You can just think of me as Tom. It's easier this way for everyone. So my name is Tom. Let's go with that. And I'm really short. As everyone can see, I have to start with that. It's not really a problem. I grew to this height. This is the tallest I've been ever. This is like my top. A lot of money went into me getting this tall. Anyway, my problem is not that, I don't have a problem with being short, other than, girls, you have to understand I'm not compensating that anywhere else. So it's a big problem for me. I have other small issues with it, like I don't sit on any chairs, I climb all the chairs. The problem with my height is that I usually have problems talking to girls anyway. It's really difficult to just, hey, I like your shirt, and baby, how you want to go for a drink? And I've been practicing this. So it's even harder to do it like, hey, how are you? Lovely belt on the, just your shoes. I have other walks of life where I have encountered problems with my height. It's like, I have a driver's license, I can't drive anywhere because I really can't see over the steering wheel. I would love to be able to sit in the car, be like really cool, driving with all windows down and maybe stop at the traffic light and maybe a girl stops next to me. You'll see like a motive throughout the show with girls. And maybe a girl stops next to me and I'm with my hand on the wheel and I'm looking at, hey, how are you? And first of all, the window for me starts here. So this is door. I'm looking at there's nothing here. It's like I'm looking in my rear view mirror. I can tell there's a storm coming. I don't know if I have the right of way, but if I see clouds, I go really fast. And okay, like second gear, accelerate. It's a really huge car, really small. This is like where the humor comes from. First of all, I'm not even like, not first of all, but second of all, maybe, I can't put my hand on the wheel like that. It's something like I'm hanging on by the bottom part of the steering wheel. It's like, and when I turn left, the car goes right. It's really confusing to drive like that. I had all my girlfriends so far. I had like 2. Not all of them. I had 2. That's it. They've all been taller than me and wider than me. My last one was really, we used to hold hands like that on the street, and it was, people would, I have a lot of money probably, that's why. I don't have anything going for this. Is the best night ever. I'm going to probably kill myself out of it. But we had like a system. I would text her and she would bend down so we could kiss. That was the system, because she couldn't hear me. She was like, hey. She was really fat also. She was, compared to me, and everyone's fat basically, but we kind of lived together for a while, and she went to the bathroom to weigh herself. We had the scale in the bathroom, and I would hear from the bathroom 4. It was like 4 what? 4 pounds, 4 kilograms. No, 4 complete rotations on the needle. It just went over. We have to get a new one again. That's done. We were on the bus, and she said at some point, well, man, they really started making these buses like really tight. And we were alone on the bus, so I was thinking, if you're switching from does dress make me look fat to does this bus make me look Yeah, you're probably fat if that happens. We used to order pizza. Get this, we used to order pizza and she would call the place and she would say, hi, it's me. I had this fantasy of like role-playing with the nurse, and I suggested that to her, maybe spice things up in the bedroom. Okay, let's try doing that. And she got really upset because she was a doctor. And when we were staying together, at some point she got the idea of, she started buying peach-flavored toilet paper. peach scented toilet paper, not flavored. Let's say I haven't tested it. Let's go with that. But in practice, like in reality, in my bathroom, it always smelled like peach and shit. This is where I used to live, because when I moved in with my girlfriend, we lived together for a couple of years. But then, before that, I used to live with my parents, at my parents' house. But I had a huge problem in that it was really difficult for me to, how should I put this, take care of little Tom. Jerk off, basically. I don't have a smaller brother called Tom. Just me. I had this huge problem because it wasn't that I was afraid I was going to get caught, because that was out of the question, because I always waited till everyone was out of the house for like a whole hour and made sure that I was alone, and I would lock the doors and pull the drapes and everything. It got to the point where if I was like alone for whatever reason, I would get an erection, just because my mind was used to that. That was the way. It's really difficult. Sometimes I leave shows late at night. I get on the bus, and like the last couple of stops, I'm alone on the bus, and I'm like, oh, there's still like 2 stops to go. I mean, and the problem was, so the biggest fear I had was that I was gonna leave a trace of something somewhere, and my mom was gonna find it, and I was gonna go to prison and then the guillotine. And I was young. So that was my biggest fear. I was completely terrified. And every time I did anything, like took care of little Tom, I would just clean up like crazy. Everything was sparkling after that. And the story I want to tell you tonight happened because I was left alone. My dad went to work, my mom, wherever she went all day. I went to the bathroom. As soon as everyone left, first I locked all the doors, pulled the drapes, went to the bathroom, closed all the windows. I even put a towel over my head because I didn't want to see what I was doing. Did the thing. I'm not going to go into details. I know you want to, but we don't have the time to do that. It's not that long. After that, I cleaned everything: the toilet, the tiles, the floor, the mirror, and then the sink, and the tub, and the curtain to the shower curtain, the window. Everything was sparkling clean. I got into the tub. I even took a bath. I washed my hair. I even brushed my teeth, just to make sure. I got out of the bathroom, got dressed, went to watch TV, and then, as I was watching TV, I got myself like a yogurt, like the ones you drink, a cup of yogurt, and I was drinking the yogurt. And without realizing, I spilled yogurt on my pants. Like, I spilled a lot of yogurt. If I would have seen the amount of yogurt on my pants, I would have been like a little bit proud of, because it was a lot. But I didn't. I didn't see anything. And like 20 minutes later, my mom came in, and she saw the yogurt, and the first thing she said, "Did you just masturbate?" And I was, yeah, but this is not it. This happened while I was living with my parents, and it happened my bathroom at home, because I know you're really curious about, okay, but what's your bathroom like, Tom? Let me tell you. First of all, it's really clean. This is like definitely clean. You can eat off the floor. But it happened because, so in my bathroom, I have when you go into the bathroom, there's the toilet, and then there's the window. The toilet and the windows are to the left. And the apartment building that's next to me, it's really close, like 2 meters. If you can stick out your hand out the window and get something from the other building. If you had like a 2-meter hand, you could do that. My building is much older than the building next door. There was a time when my building was done, people were living in it, this was a park. And at some point they started building the building next door, and there were a couple of architects working on it, and one of them said one day, you know, we're building this new building right next to the old one, and the old one has the toilet, all the windows to the bathrooms are pointing towards our building. And the other said, yeah, I know, we've been doing this a while. Okay, this is a crazy idea, but what if, like, for our building, we make, like, the kitchens face their bathrooms? In 2 meters, like, these people are eating and they're taking a shit here. Isn't it brilliant? So now, when I go to the bathroom and when I take a piss, there's this girl like Andrea in the building next door. She's 7 years old, and she's eating her cereal in the morning, and she's looking at me while I'm pissing. And I don't know what the hell she's doing. The thing is, sometimes I have enough time to go open my fly and then see the window's open, and I go over and close the window, which is like not a very good idea because she only sees better. And if she had like a 2 meters long hand, that's the first time I thought of that. But sometimes I go in and I'm ready to explode. If I don't take a piss at that moment, I'm gonna die from I don't know, spontaneous piss out of body pain. And I open my fly and I start, and then I realize the window's open and Andrea's in her kitchen with her parents, and they're all like Sunday morning and everyone's happy and they're like, oh fuck, it's that boy again, don't walk. And they're all looking at me through the window. It's impossible to stop at that moment. There's nowhere I can go. I have to finish. And I realized at some point that the only thing I can do is I tilt my head backwards. Because it doesn't bother me that they're looking at my penis, but I don't want to see the disappointment in their eyes. That's it for me. Thank you. Good night.